Good evening. My name is Carolina Gutierrez, and I'll be presenting Resolving a Community Housing Crisis. Good day, everyone. This presentation examines the role of a social worker in resolving a community housing crisis using the key stakeholders video case study. The case study demonstrates how macro social work practice requires collaboration among community members, HUD, local government, and private sector representatives to address complex social issues rather than focusing on individual clients. Macro practice emphasize community change, policy development, and system improvement. Social workers play an important role by promoting communication, advocating for vulnerable populations, coordinating services, and ensuring that community members actively participate in decisions that affect their lives. Through collaboration and evidence conflict resolution strategies, communities can develop long-term solutions that improve housing stability and strengthen community well-being. The primary community problem identified in the video is the housing crisis. Many residents are experiencing limited access to safe, affordable housing because of increasing costs, limited housing availability, and unequal access to resources. The stakeholders recognize that no single organization can solve this problem independently. HUD provides federal resources, local government develops policy, the private sector contributes housing opportunities, and community members identify the needs experienced by residents. Social workers help coordinate these efforts while ensuring that vulnerable individuals remain the focus of planning and implementation. Addressing housing insecurity requires cooperation between multiple systems and ongoing communication among all stakeholders to create sustainable community. Sectors contribute housing opportunities, and community members identify the needs experienced by residents. Social workers help coordinate these efforts while ensuring the vulnerable individuals remain the focus of planning and implementation. Addressing housing insecurity requires cooperation between multiple systems and ongoing communication among all stakeholders to create sustainable community solutions. Roles of the social worker. It facilitates communication, coordinate support services, advocate for equitable resources, gather community feedback, and build trust among stakeholders. Conflict category: structural conflict, limited housing resources and policy barriers, competing stakeholders' priorities. The conflict presented in the case study is best classified as a structural conflict. A structural conflict developed because of limited resources, organizational systems, and social policies that create barriers for individuals and communities. Affordable housing shortage and competing priorities among stakeholders contribute to the conflict. Although each stakeholder shares the goal improving housing, they approach the issue from different perspectives and responsibilities. The social worker helps reduce these barriers by encouraging collaboration, improving communication, and identifying common goals among the stakeholders. Recognizing structural conflict allows social workers to focus on long-term policy and system changes rather than simply responding to immediate problems. Conflict resolution strategy. Mediation builds consensus, advocacy for vulnerable residents, and shared decision-making. Resolution steps. 1, identify concerns. 2, establish common goals. 3, promote communication. 4, coordinate services. And 5, monitor customers. Resolving the housing crisis requires a structured problem-solving process. First, the social worker gathers information about the community's housing needs and identify available resources. Next, stakeholders establish common goals and agree on shared priorities. Open communication is encouraged so that every participant has the opportunity to express concerns and suggest solutions. The social worker then coordinates housing resources, connect residents with support services, and monitors implementation to evaluate progress. Regular meeting help maintain accountability and strengthen collaboration among agencies. Continuous evaluation ensure the services remain effective and allow stakeholders to make improvements when challenges arise. Collaboration. HUD provides resources, local government develops policy, private sector expands housing options, and community provides feedback. Collaboration is essential for successfully addressing the housing crisis. HUD provides funding and federal housing programs, with local government develops policies that support affordable housing initiatives. The private sector contributes by expanding housing opportunities and partnering with community organizations. Community members share their experiences and identify unmet needs, allowing services to better reflect local priorities. The social worker serves as like a coordinator who connects these partners, promotes communication, and ensures the resources are distributed fairly. Building services to reflect local priorities. Building partnership among these organizations increase community capacity and creates stronger long-term solutions for individuals experiencing housing instability. Advocacy and empowerment. Advocate for fair access, empower residents through participation, encourage leadership. Social workers must balance advocacy with empowerment. Advocacy involves speaking on behalf of individuals and communicate when barriers prevent equal access to resources or opportunities. Empowerment, however, focuses on helping community members develop the skills, confidence, and knowledge needed to advocate for themselves. Rather than making decisions for residents, the social worker encourages active participation throughout planning and implementation. This balanced approach promotes self-determination while ensuring that vulnerable populations receive appropriate support. Empowered communities become stronger partners in developing housing solutions and are better prepared to address future challenges independently. Rationale. Collaboration creates sustainable solutions, evidence-based macro practice, and improves outcomes. The selected conflict resolution approach reflects the values and ethical responsibilities of the social work profession. Mediation promotes respectful communication and cooperation, while advocacy protects vulnerable populations from inequitable outcomes. Collaboration among HUD, local government, private organizations, and community members creates opportunities to address the housing crisis from multiple perspectives. This comprehensive approach recognizes that sustainable community change requires policy development, resource coordination, and community participation. By encouraging, I'm sorry about that. By encouraging partnerships and empowering residents, the social worker supports lasting improvement that strengthens both individuals and the broader community. In conclusion, social workers bridge systems and communities. Collaboration strengthens housing stability. In conclusion, the housing crisis presented in the key stakeholders demonstrate the importance of macro social work practice. Social contributes for coordinating services, advocating for vulnerable populations, facilitating communication, and building partnership among organizations. Using mediation, advocacy, and community empowerment strategies allow stakeholders to work together towards shared goals while creating equitable housing solutions. Successful community change depends on collaboration, ethical leadership, and ongoing evaluation. Through these efforts, social workers help communities develop sustainable systems that improve housing stability and enhance quality of life for residents. Thank you for your attention and your presence, and I will answer if you have any questions. I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.